Oh fuck, checking Discord and seeing the fucking gay coward video with that fucking guy whose name I cannot remember. Oh my god. The Jeff Dye video. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Alright, what do we got here? Oh, you know what? That might actually fit pretty good if I take the tail off. Alright. God, what did he mean by this? That's so crazy. What did he mean by this? Okay. Welcome everybody. As you can see, we got some fish here. This is a Branzini, which is another word for Italian sea bass. That is a really common term you'll hear for it in Toronto, at least. Sort of the Italian name, unsurprisingly, the Italian name is common here, but also common for me in particular. I got my boys at the fish store to take this thing apart for me and to let me keep that head, because you know I'm going to be using this shortly in tomorrow's beautiful fish edition. Oh, hello, Iris. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm putting the head in the fridge for just a couple of days wait, and then we'll come back to that on Saturday. But for now, wow, I really got a big one today. This is exciting. I was thinking I might have to do two to make sure that this is a nice meal for two. Usually these come in about a pound. This was a full like pound 0.6. So pretty fucking huge compared to the usual thing for this sort of guy. And yeah, it's gonna be an awesome meal for two. No problem. When you have a whole piece like this, when you have whole product, you have to account for the bone weight and the organ weight and all that stuff, right? Because essentially the store is paying for the bones, so you gotta pay for the bones usually. It's a more honest way of pricing it than just like, oh, well, usually the bones are X% of the fish, and then they sort of hide that cost and they insulate that cost from you. But I much prefer it. It's, if you know how to do, I'm gonna say basic math, it is a much more honest way to go about pricing something like this for a consumer. So always a big fan of that. This was 27 Canadian for what's gonna be essentially a meal, a full-on meal and a half for two, because we're gonna be using anything here that isn't physically eaten for more nefarious purposes. And I have great news. My pan is about as clean as it has ever fucking been. Wow. Remember how much I would complain about getting this thing fully clean and not doing it? Well, look who fucking went and did it, baby. That's right, me. I've also got some used fishy oil that I would love to reuse here. This is a dish that's more of a wok fry technique. This is actually from Matty Matheson's cookbook. He describes it as Master Rang's wok fried red snapper. And I think that would be lovely and awesome. But I don't have red snapper and I don't have a wok. So we're gonna doing Master Mallory's steel rondo fried Branzini is what we're doing here instead. I'm just gonna take the tail off just to make sure it fits as good as possible. I do love leaving this stuff on for presentation, but honestly, if it comes to cooking up properly, I will have to just sacrifice it, and that's sad but true. But yeah, just snipping that off. And as you can see, there's no meat in there. That's all just cartilage and grist. So I'm not worried about that. The fin I am not worried about using for my soup stock. That is basically just weird hard skin that doesn't have flavor on it, so it's not our problem today. This is gonna go hang out over here. Probably wipe down the stove while we're still collecting people. This will be our vessel for today, and this is our clean pot. I went fucking crazy on everything with the barkeeper's friend, so that's why everything is so clean right now. So fresh and so clean. And back here is our special ingredient for today. My already used once fish oil. With actually red snapper specifically, which is very fun. The barkeeper's friend, yeah, barkeeper's friend, you know it, you know it, you know what time it is. Always cleaning off your blades as soon as you're done using them. I have a couple of nice little side dishes that are gonna go with this. This is of course gonna go with some fresh rice, which we'll get rocking in a second here. And the fish is not gonna cook for much longer than I think like, I don't know, 12 to 15 minutes at most probably. So when I have a dish like this where I'm doing, well, when you have a dinner, we got several components, you sort of take your final step and then work backwards, and then I'll figure out when to put certain things on. Fuck off. Okay. So we're gonna work backwards here. Fish is gonna take about 15 minutes to cook, and it's gonna rest for about 10 minutes probably. So when the fish is resting, I can take the oil out and do up this broccolini, which is a little wilty, but it's gonna go great on the side for today. And I also want to get a little bit of just like a pickled veg thing, a little like sort of like a little like just vegetable matchsticks and lemon and a little vinegar to sort of like serve on top of the whole fish when it's all ready to go. The fish is also gonna sort of get like I forgot, did we score this one? Let's just take a look at the cookbook real quick. Let's take a look, it's in my book. But right here, I don't remember if we score this one. Yeah, it looks like we just leave it whole, so we don't really score it or anything. So no crosshatches. Probably not gonna need that. Yeah, no, the broccolini. Well, I kind of want the broccolini to get a bit of color in the pan, I'm hoping. So looking forward to trying that out. But this one does run about 2 cups of oil in like a wok situation, so I'm thinking just running this back. Oh, please don't be mold. I think that's just like floating garbagey shit that I would definitely prefer to not have, but I think it's okay. I don't really like filter the oil that much because a lot of large particulate isn't gonna be that much of an issue. But sorry, what was I saying here? So it's gonna cook for about 15 and then sit around for about 10. While it's sitting around, the broccolini can get cooked off, which is nice. And then before it goes in, it's gonna like sort of get salt inside and out and then sit for 15 to sort of like get a good seasoning on it. And that stage is probably, that's 15 minutes. So we got 5-10 minute rest, 15-minute cook, 15-minute salt and purge. So 40 minutes before we're eating, we're gonna put the salt on this thing. And the rice is probably gonna take about that much time as well. So we'll salt this, then start our rice. Then when this is done being salted, it can go in the oil. So the first thing I'm gonna do here is wipe this shit off because that's looking way worse than I thought today. I really wanted to focus on just a couple things, but we're gonna make it happen. All right, let's get that off there. You can go over here for now. Cheesecloth it? I mean, like, yeah, if I had cheesecloth, I would, for sure. That would be the thing to do. But I don't reuse my oil. I don't fry with enough oil to be reusing it as often as you would think. So it just hasn't come up. I was also out of the house all yesterday, cleaning someone else's stove and cooking dinner for someone else, which was very fun. But if you're wondering why this shit is still looking nasty from last stream, that is why. I just basically have not been in the house all yesterday, and today I was fucked up and tired and ate too much lunch. I had a lunch that was too big. They're saying it can in fact be done. You can have too big of a lunch. That's precisely what happened to me. I don't want to remove our indicators for what burner it is, because we had to write those on when we moved in. Oh, the side of the fridge is looking horrifying. Oh my god. I hope you guys like when I clean stuff before I cook and after I cook and also during it when I cook. Because I find it, oh shit. Oh god damn it. Okay. I find it very engaging and super fun, so. Fuck. Oh, that's gross. That's gonna be gross. Fuck. Oh, fuck my stupid life. Don't, you know what? You know what, I just swept today, so it's not actually that bad down there, which is awesome. And that's why we clean. All right, we're just gonna go the Yaper towel on this one. So yeah, for this one, essentially, we're gonna be doing just the whole fish in a bunch of oil. It's kind of like just a full shallow fry preparation. It's very, you know, as the title Master Rang's fried snapper would imply, a very sort of like Southeast Asian, Vietnamese style sort of thing. Just like treating a whole fish as if it was like a big steak or like a chicken, you know what I mean? Which is honestly, sounds fun as fuck and something that seems easy as hell and I've just never done before. So looking forward to trying this one out. Let's go for a little dry wipe and then we should be good to go here. But yeah, so our order of operations is gonna be like this. I'm gonna start off by cutting my veg that I want to do a little quick pickle on. And then once that's done, we can probably start sitting our fish in some salt while we heat up our oil. And then while the oil is heating up, we can get the rice going. And then everything should be pretty much lined up to finish all at the same time. So that's sort of our order there. So we're gonna just sort of get rocking with step one, which is chopping up some veg. Wear this swag perfume. What's your new swag perfume? You're always going on about wearing some this or that type thing. And I have a lot of respect for your perfumery stylings, but it is all pretty much Greek to me. Tyrannosaurus Rex by zoologist. Okay, sounds cool. I don't know what that means. Hey, Lydia, hello, welcome. Top notes: bergamot, black pepper, fir, laurel leaf, neroli, nutmeg, heart. No, sorry, nutmeg, heart notes. Okay, sorry, I'm like re-familiarizing myself with how like perfume works. I was like, is nutmeg heart not just mace? But then I realized what was happening here. Champaca, geranium, jasmine, osmanthus, rose, yang yang, ylang ylang. Okay. This sounds cool. It's just fully over my head. But it sounds really cool. I hope you have fun terrorizing women with this smell or whatever. How are we all doing today? How was everybody's day? It smells like a burning forest complete with charcoal and burnt animal fur. Yeah, that sounds like something you would wear at the bar. Does sound cool though. Full disclosure, it does sound cool. I need to get into perfumes, but I also really, I don't exactly want to scare the hose, honestly. Like, at my heart of hearts, I don't really want to be scaring the hose. And this is definitely a personal bias, but I think I lean towards, like, food scents, for sure. Oh, shit. I'm sorry to hear, Lydia. What the fuck? Okay, that sounds cool. I'm looking forward to seeing this video you've just described to me. Labo is pretty yuppie coded. What, like Nintendo? Nah, JK, I know we're talking about something else probably. Yeah, that makes sense. Middle-aged lesbian yuppie, so it can be swag. Okay, I'm learning a lot about perfumes and scents right now. I don't know, this is gonna sound weird, but I think my go-to scent for most stuff, like shampoo, deodorant, etc., it tends to lean towards like cocoa butter, and coconut in general. I use coconut oil in my hair. I have a cocoa butter leave-in conditioner. I have a cocoa butter deodorant, which I quite like as well. And those have been my go-tos for quite some time, to the point where like I'm just fully smell blind to it. So you'd have to ask Cami if it's a nice profile that works for me. Although I will say she's been using my leave-in conditioner a lot lately, and that is throwing me off a lot. Because I smell it and I go, I didn't shower, what the fuck? Oh shit, we still have leftover rice. Okay, I gotta deal with that first. Alright, we're gonna do a little more cleaning. Okay, I'm glad I found that. Okay, cool. I will watch the video in due time. Look at this big fucking daikon. Look at how big this stupid thing is. Gregarious. So I kind of want like same length. So I'm literally just gonna go like that. Boom. And then we'll just be using that for today probably. And then the rest of this can go back in. It smells like walking on the beach near my coastal relative's house on a cold autumn day. That sounds really good. I do like ocean smell. Ocean smell is really, really high tier for me. Really, really high tier ocean smell for sure. Oh, I want like I want a lemon. I want a little lemon. I know I have one on the counter, but I'm just grabbing an extra one for now. I'll probably be using both today. And I got some old scallions, which will be going in, and I got some new scallions that are replacing the old scallions. Smells like walking on the beach near my coastal relatives on an autumn day. That's so beautiful. That sounds so beautiful. God damn. I'm just gonna peel my daikon like this, honestly. I ended up buying, of all things, a Nebula account today. Because I had seen it a while. Some of my, like, cringe alert YouTube video essayists that I like, cringe alert, have been advertising it for some time. And I figured, like, why not? I'm sure if they are on it, then so surely some other interesting people will be on there. And after a cursory review, I have to say, it looks like the only people on there that I would find interesting are the people that I already have been following for some amount of time, which is coming out to a total of like, I don't know, 7 people maybe. So that's unfortunate, but whatever. We live, you learn. etc. in turn. C'est la vie. Yeah, it's fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm hoping I'll get my money's worth over the course of a year. Who knows? Maybe so. Maybe no, maybe so. Who knows? But I think it'll be very possible to do that. I'm just julienning these up. I'm not really too fussed about this. They're gonna go into nice acid for a while, so they will be tender kind of no matter how off the matchstick cut is here. Dike on true. Yeah, me going to the store or the bar. No, either way, I'd be getting my dike on. That's actually true as hell. Finally getting into a nice little rhythm here. It's been a bit. Who messaging me? I think this will be the right amount of daikon. I think it'll be nice and even Stevens with our cucumber here. This piece is kind of dumb and sucks, this little triangle here. Oh well. Practicing some new karaoke songs. Any Alanis on there? I'm assuming that's why you mentioned it. Oh, Talking Heads is good. By the way, guys, I want to mention, I did get some new emotes approved. Feast mode activated. Hashtag hungry. Feedmemore.com. One hand in my pocket, and the other one in my pocket, too. Hello, Marco. Welcome. Everybody glorp up. Glorp up, baby. Marco, whenever I see your username, I think of Uncle Phil from Fesh Pins saying mem. I'm not sure if that's the intent, but it is what I always think of. Lately, I've been sort of using the Uncle Phil voice to say sweetheart to Cammy about a lot of stuff, and she likes it, but it is definitely starting to wear a little bit thin. So I'll have to find something else to do soon. Daikon is so good. You can just eat it. It's so good, you can just eat it. I think out of all the vegetables that's fun to practice cuts on, daikon is so up there. It's just so consistent and firm. It's really, really reliable. I've never really bought a daikon that wasn't like as absolutely crisp and fresh as possible. And it's nice and wet, which helps, you know, it can make things stick to your knife. But overall, I think it's just so nice to work with, so pleasing. And that little spicy taste on the finish, wowie zowie. All right, this is officially way too much vegetables what we're doing here today, but it's fine. It'll be very tasty. Milky Holmes is so good. So good. Oh my god, beautiful show for geniuses only. little wilt on these guys, but that's okay. I made the clutch move of purchasing more daikon at 3 p.m. today. Honey Badger cut what she want, haha. Stupid lollygang we out here. It's weird that Automod didn't find that comment objectionable. Huh. Very interesting. I'll have to have a talk with Twitch support later. No one is saying the word stupid in my chat. All women are beautiful. No, you're the mod. You can say whatever you like, obviously. Shablomp. Shablomp. And shablomp. Alright, that's gonna do it for all that. So I've got all my veggie cut up for my little pickled topping I'm gonna do, which is cool. Rinse off the knife a bit. We have a couple more things we're gonna cut, but not a lot. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be like some garlic cloves and like some lemon, and that's kind of it. So this can sort of sit here for a minute. I gotta deal with this because I forgot that we did not clean the rice cooker. That's a little embarrassing for me, but we'll make it. We'll make do. I got the restaurant sleeve of delis. Life is so good. Yeah, getting groceries is kind of always a clutch move. It feels good as hell to get some groceries. I don't know, I can't stop, lately for some reason, I can't stop thinking about that particular hanger-on and the classic, Honey Badger does what he wants, haha. I made the clutch move of ordering pizza at 1 a.m. It's just the funniest fucking thing of like trying to pat yourself on the back for doing like the most normal behavior for a human, but also in the interest of impressing the biggest fucking redacted of all time. Which is just the saddest shit possible. I love it. It's so good. It's so good to me. Alright, so we're gonna take all this rice out, clean out the cooker. This is gonna make some awesome fried rice. This shit is bone dry and crumbly. That's gonna be so good for fried rice. It feels bad as healthy like groceries. True, that's true, that's true. Sorry guys, I'm sorry that it's bad to get groceries where you live. Come to Toronto, it's beautiful here. We have such groceries. We have the most beautiful groceries you could ever imagine. It's the most beautiful kinds of groceries. We have all sorts of them. We have the most, and some would say the best. I will say everything that I'm cooking today, daikon radish, broccolini, whole fish, I got all of this at less than a 5-minute walk from our apartment. It feels so good. It feels so good. I'm sorry to be a big city slicker, but it feels so good to buy everything I ever could want within a 10-minute walk. It is so good. Hey, oh my god, Safi, welcome. Yeah, we're doing fish today. We got the fish ready to go. The fish is about to get fucking done up in a major way. So get ready for that shit. This has to soak for a little bit. It's gonna suck a bit to clean out, honestly, but that's okay. When you get that really crunchy stuff in the rice and like those really like nice starchy bits and they just sort of stick in there. Oh baby. Big clitty slicker, big city soakers. My life peaked when I was in Tokyo, a 3-minute walk from a grocery store. Yeah, bike ride and walk, but like I love bikes and bikes are awesome, but a bike ride versus a walk is a totally different beast, and there's no arguing that. I think that that will probably do us for that. Let's see. I'd love to repot this and sort of like get a little layer of shit out of that oil that we'll be using today. So that would be nice to do. Let me get a little salt and pep in this guy, actually. Swap this glove over to the left hand so the right hand can dust and season. And we're gonna do a little bit of this. And the fish has 3 sides to it. People might not know this, but the fish has 3 sides to it. It has the left, and it has the right, and it has the middle. And the middle is really important because the belly is where the fat is. And the fattiest stuff always needs the most seasoning. So you cannot neglect the belly when it comes to this sort of thing. I'm just gonna sort of put a little pile here and then sort of sprinkle it into the center, I think. Yeah, that's the stuff. And now, what the fuck? Okay, whatever. There was onion peel on this plate, that's okay. Gonna get a little wire rack and let that thing sit for a bit. There's 3 sides to every story. Rashomon. Was this what Little Ugly Mane meant by 3-sided tape? I can only assume so. So the 15-minute like seasoning might seem like a short amount of time. I would call it a minimum for any sort of raw meat, but when you're talking about fish in particular, fish really does soak up flavor so quickly, and it can honestly get too salty so quickly. Where the fuck? Oh, it's down here. Yeah, okay, cool. All right, so I'm just gonna do one of these. All right, that'll be good. This, I need you to be free. Listening to that Bedwetter album the other night. Ah, man. I gotta listen to, yeah, that is another certified soaker moment for sure. Little Ugly Mane is so damn cool. Okay, I think we're in there. Oh, God. I've had this rice cooker for so long, and it was like $20, and I know there's a world of upgrades, but it's just not broke, you know? And it's not broke, and I don't feel the need to fix it. But God, if I got like $100 rice cooker this year for Christmas, oh baby, would not be complaining about that. One of those ones that has like the bread or cake functionality. Oh my God. Oh my God, one of those ones that can just like do like a steamed custard or something. The Zojirushi thing with the timer, and the timer sings a song at you when it's done making the rice. Oh my God. Okay, I think that this is pretty clean. I think we got the shit out there. And a couple little spats. And with this, we are immaculate. 3 different Zoji appliances. Oh my God. What if they sang the same song, but in different part harmony? That would be so awesome. I have an idea for the Zojirushi gear heads up there. I really liked Volcanic Bird Enemy. I was surprised by how many people didn't like it. I think I was at the I think I was still at the fish store when that thing dropped. I can't quite remember, but I remember I couldn't really get any of my friends who weren't fans of Little Ugly Mane to get into it, and a lot of the friends I knew who were fans of Little Ugly Mane were like, "It's weird, I don't like it. It's not really rap." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I mean, it's not rap at all, but I don't know." I was surprised. I was really surprised when I heard people say that they couldn't really get into that one. I thought it was super cool. The Zojirushi modding community, real. The hot pot, that sounds fucking awesome. Holy cow, that sounds so good, man. Zojirushi is awesome. Anyways, I was earlier talking about the salting, and I just wanted to say that like 15 minutes sounds like a short amount of time. It is a short amount of time. I could go a little over. I don't want to go over half an hour with whitefish, especially like this. Any whitefish that you can get whole and like is sort of like in your pound or pound and a half ballpark is gonna probably work pretty darn well for this. Outside of like a really oily fish, like a mackerel or something. So if you can't find red snapper, you can do sea bream. You can do European sea bass, as is pretty easy to find in a lot of places around here, so that's what I've gone for. And I'm just gonna like, yeah, there's no breading on this at all, just salt, drip it dry a little bit, and we'll be good to go pretty soon. So by the time the oil is heated up, this should be about done, and I should be done washing the rice. Speaking of which, and it's gonna be for the two of us, but you saw we have a bit left over, so I think making a little more left over and then having an awesome time with some leftovers would be really good. So we're gonna go for a little 3 cups special here. Actually, more like 2.5. We're gonna have a lot of fish to eat. Beautiful, beautiful. And we got shit on the burner again. Oh. The fan's going on. Yeah, I'm gonna open the window as well. Fuck. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's no like screen for this one. It just is open. For some reason, all the screens were taken off these windows before we moved in. I don't know who would be like, I don't want a screen on my window. I have to be able to stick my arms out of it. So weird. Kai has one and we've used it and just, oh, that sounds so good. Yeah, that sounds really, really good. Full Zojirushi kitchen would be awesome. Zojirushi, if you're looking, I am in need of a sponsor, so that would be a lot of fun for me. I would like that. My piece of shit White Lady Black & Decker rice cooker, you've done good enough for me, but I want more out of life now. I'm sure that many of you know how to clean rice, but you're gonna watch me do it anyways for the content. I'm also, as you can see, not really tossing or seasoning the veggies yet, just because I don't want them to go for super long. I think probably once the fish goes in, I will start adding some vinegar / lemon juice / seasoning to that, because that does not need to sit for longer than 30 minutes, I don't think. Milky water. I find that this rice, this Calrose or similar sort of short grain that we use, I think it's more of like it's like a 5 washer I find usually. Cleaning rice tries my patience. I can get that. I think it's definitely a little bit annoying. That's why I liked using basmati for so many years, is because basmati, you basically just soak it and then drain it one time, and that's pretty much good to go. And I found that to be intoxicatingly simple. But honestly, soaking basmati is nice and it does plump it up and make it really gorgeous and fluffy. But doing this with rice is not that hard. It's really not that hard. Sometimes it'll really grate on me if like the water is so cold it's making my my fingers hurt after repeated rinses in and out. But it's not, I have sympathy for it. I definitely get it, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. And that's probably enough for that. So probably 2 more washes and we'll be good to go here. Okay. Alrighty, 1 more wash after this. I don't know, maybe 2. It's getting a little dusty in there. SpongeBob Big, yes, I have heard, yeah, sorry. Yes, I heard SpongeBob Big Guy Pants okay. I have a question, Is that the name of the song? Or is that simply the name it is going to carry for all of time? I don't know. Yeah, that's fair. I guess honestly it doesn't matter what that song's actual name is. That song is now SpongeBob Big Guy Pants okay. God, what did she mean? What the hell did she mean? SpongeBob SquarePants, replacing square with big guy. Did Bane write the song with her? They knew? They knew. The song is called Big Guy. Okay, well, I guess she figured that part out. She definitely correctly ascertained what the memorable part of the song is going to be. I guess my confusion is like, Ice Spice is just a children's entertainer at this point, right? Like, that's just fully what it is. Like, you know, do you remember when Tierra Whack did her first album and it was so good and everyone loved it? And it was 15 minutes long, and then instead of an actual follow-up, she just did like Lego advertisement commercials. Do you remember that? Because I remember that. I remember this. That's me espresso. I mean, like, that's me espresso is, I think, at least like it is expressing something. I don't know. I'm not gonna sit on my stream and call Ice Spice illiterate because I don't believe that that's true. But I definitely don't know. I definitely don't know semantically at all what it could mean. And that's probably, it doesn't matter. It probably doesn't matter. I think even getting to that point is like already the disservice of overthinking it. It's like she's capable of single-handedly making 6-7s out of thin air. This is an all-time 6-7 moment, I think, that she has just conjured with what seems to be completely minimal effort. No one is quite doing it like her in that way, I think. I'm gonna sort of slice these guys up and just sort of add them in. So I don't want them decimated because I kind of want slices here, so I'm doing really gentle crushes just to like sort of open them up for peeling. Ooh, baby. Yeah, that'll be good. She released an album last year. Yeah, I mean, like, I haven't really dug into that album yet. I've kept up with all her EPs and stuff. It was not a Lego commercial, I know. But it was really interesting to me that her first big moves after getting to some level of stardom was to do, essentially, like, children's entertainer brand deals. I was, like, very surprised by this, because I thought that she was pretty incisive and doing really interesting stuff in the space of, like, modern rap. So to see that that was the first follow-up made me really wonder if I was missing something. Whereas I think by contrast, Ice Spice is someone who knows exactly what fucking time it is. This is getting a little warm, so I'm just gonna turn it down a bit. And then we're gonna toss in some garlic and let it get, let's flavor the oil up. Is this too much oil? I don't know, we'll find out. That's the thing, is you're not even the fart. I mean, it does have a cuss word in it, but like, she was so on the money. That is a perfect song to annoy a teacher with. That is a perfect song to annoy teachers. Great Drag Race lip sync. Yeah, that's true as hell. That was so fucking funny. That's so true, dude. Okay, I think with the slicing of this garlic and the heating up of my oil, I think we're ready to start moving some stuff around here. So I'm gonna plug this bitch in and turn it on. This is now half an hour, right? This has been sitting for almost 15 minutes. I think we're getting there. I'm just gonna flip it over, give it a little love on both sides. One of the best lip syncs of the past 2 years. I really liked Apartment by Rose, and I really liked Apartment. I don't know. I think Story from the Back of House. Okay, one second. I really like the Apartment lip sync. Although honestly, all of season 17 has flown through my brain out of kind of like just mostly frustration. It just felt like so weird. Even though I'm happy with Anya winning, like that was my pick for winning. The whole season just felt so perfunctory. It felt like she won in episode 2, and then we had to just like watch them make the show anyways. It was so strange. And I kept waiting for like the storyline to emerge. Susie 2 was the only real competitor, and that was kind of whack. And then Lydia got to play on All Stars, which sucked fucking dick and balls. It was so bad. Oh my god. Story from the Back of House. I don't know. I feel like I've given away all my obvious ones, and I'm trying to remember which ones I haven't done yet. But it was Saffron that redeemed her, right? So maybe I can just pick one that you haven't heard. Susie 2 getting her moment was pretty huge. It was really cool. I'm gonna toss this in liquid first. Or, no, I'll wait a bit. I think I'm gonna get this plate out for when I have a cooked fish that I want to hang out a little bit. That's going. All right, let's get rocking here. I don't want this to burn. Please don't just immediately burn. Please don't just immediately burn. Please flavor my oil and be so good. Please be so good for me. Be so good for me. Okay, that is going to almost immediately probably brown up. So I'm gonna get this fish in here right now. Yeah, and we're starting to curl on the edges. So fish is going right in, baby. Turn that way down. This is gonna get about 5 minutes on one side, and then we'll flip her over. Let's see. Story from the Back of House. Oh, you know what? Something nice happened today, actually. I was out buying the fish, and I was at the old fish store. And there were some really nice people shopping, and the lady kept looking at me kind of like curiously, and I was wondering like, do I know her? How do I know her? Right? I couldn't really figure that out. Sorry, my garlic is just straight up gonna burn if it's in there any longer, so I'm just taking it out now. This lady was looking at me and Cammy like we knew her, and I was like just sort of I was being like nice and polite. I'm pretty used to on the strip customers recognizing me that I don't recognize them. Like that's really, really, really common for me. It is kind of weird being a micro celebrity, yes, in a physical area, let alone like online. I think online is almost less weird because people can't just walk up to you and shit. But I was just finishing, and she had just finished cashing out, and she came up to me and said, "By the way, we really loved your beef Wellington." And I said, "Oh, that's so kind of you to remember, thank you." And I was surprised because I hadn't made a beef Wellington at my other job for literally almost 2 years to the month now. So that was a really sweet, little nice moment that happened today. And then my buddy who was helping us out with the fish store, he was like, "Yeah, they're a really nice couple. I'm not surprised that they went out of their way to do that." I was like, "Yeah, it was really niceies. Really niceies and sweeties. So cool." Alright, that'll probably just be it for the garlic. I think I'm gonna crank the heat again now that I got the garlic mostly out. Yeah, it was just like a very nice little thing. It was a very nice little thing. I liked it. It was niceies. Alright, I got my room temperature lemon here, which should just juice up very nicely. Broccolini, I gotta wash you. I gotta wash you. Oh, it's not up here anymore, which is good because I didn't want it to be up there. Cooked fish is gonna live here. Ah, popping. Oh. When it's niceies, yup, and that's true. Juicing your lemon into your hand like this is a really, really, really good way to keep the seeds out. If you get a seedless lemon, then congratulations, you don't have to do that. But the other thing that's nice about it is you can find all of the cuts in your hand. And that's just high efficiency, you know? That's just productive and good. Fuck off. That's probably all the lemon. The reason that the Wellington comment surprised me so much is because I was just talking with my buddy at the fish store about how I was doing some of the culinary streams and stuff and what I was doing with this fish. And when she said, "I really liked your Wellington, by the way," I thought she meant like the stream, and I was about to lose my mind that a fucking former customer who I don't recognize would have been watching my streams. And then I realized likely that that was not true, and I felt a lot better about that. So that was good as well. A little bit of choy chosh, can't resist myself. And some rice vinegar. And a bunch of sugar and a bit of salt. It's looking like it's getting there for sure. Choy chosh. Choy chosh. We're gonna use some choy chosh on this one. I think we might be just about cooked here. I don't know, guys. Cooked in the good way. I'm gonna get a more delicate implement for removing this. Okay, cool. Alright. Bye, Iris. Take it easy. Thank you for watching. Right, I want sugar and then I want to stir that. When you're doing a quick pickle like this, never underestimate how much sugar you need. Because you want about 2 to 3 times as much sugar as salt, and that will be balancing. It's not going to end up being too sweet, trust me. As the professionals say, we're going to give it a little tossy toss. Alright, so now that that's nice and soaking, our crispy garlic's here. Oh, wow. Okay, great, that's cooling. This is pretty Dunsky, I would say. Ooh, hot. Yeah, definitely I think red snapper would be easier to work with. Definitely I think a larger pan would be easier to work with, but well, the good news is it's easy to figure out which side we're going to present on. Ta-da! This is our nice side. Guys, see if you can listen to this. Oh my fucking god. This was a European sea bass, which is also called a Branzini or Branzino. I'm sure it goes by other names as well, but those are what I've heard it called the most. Granted, I don't know if it's even called that in Europe. But that's what it's called here, so if you're in Europe and you're like, I don't know this sea bass, my bad. I think our rice is going to be a fair bit off still, it looks like to me. What a shame, but we're going to have plenty of time to get our broccolini in order. I am going to reuse our pan here and just sort of use the garlicky oil that's in there to sort of work out of. I would like to not spill my shit everywhere, so I'm probably just gonna do this. Don't explode. Cool. Gonna take this over to here. Yeah, that's the good stuff, baby. Very hot pan. Don't do this unless you're an expert. Sopping up all of the random crapoli. Dumping the rest into the sink, no problem. Ooh, that's hot. Be very careful when you do this, guys. Alternatively, it's so crazy how I just freaking clean all the oil staining off of this pan. Wikipedia caption, mouth open. Okay, hold up. That's probably true. These guys do be opening their mouth. That's damn true, actually. Okay. Alright, so really simple. We're going to get our spinner and wash our broccolini. a really interesting Steve Reich thing going on where she starts off repeating big guy and then layers SpongeBob SquarePants and OK on top of it, so they intersect. Yeah, no, I think that like when it comes to ad-libbing, she is painting really, really, really freely. She feels truly unrestricted by meter or by like song construction, which I think is actually a good quality for an artist to have and very interesting. It's really something else. I think there's a reason people are talking about it. I'm gonna just... aggressive trim on the stem here, no problem with me. And then the big ones, I'm just gonna do a little bit of this too. If you're doing this at home, just be careful. Lol. Don't do what I do unless it looks awesome and fun. Actually, that applies to just everything I do, I think. You calling it a Steve Reichian move, I think is really interesting, but also totally fair. Like, truly a fair assessment, I think, of an artist who I think is meeting the moment at the time and is worth discussing. I feel like everyone wrote her off with "You're not even the shit, you the fart poop bus" or whatever the fuck that song was called. But I feel like with SpongeBob Big Guy Pants OK, she has shown us that she can do literally whatever she wants. She could shoot somebody in Times Square, Manhattan, and everyone would go, ah, shot guy fucked off, killed and dead. shot guy fucked off, killed and dead. Alright, cool. I'm trimming the broccolini really heavy just because I wanted to sit in the pan nice, and also these are day old, so I'm not like too worried about I'm not, you know, they're shitty. These are on the shittier side, but they were very cheap, as you could see. A beautiful amount of broccolini. And I think that once he's got a really shot guy, fucked off, killed and dead. Literally, can you imagine that version of this song? Maybe David Diggs and Clipping would like to take a crack at that. If they ever want to get back to pretending like they have anything relevant to say about the world, maybe that would be an avenue to go down. Oh, this is heavy in the salad spinner. Holy cow. Let's get that pan heated back up, I think. Yeah, let's start getting this a little warm-ski. This can get dumped now. And I will be getting a little spoon just so we can oil up our pan out of our pre-seasoned garlic and fish oil, which is gonna be so nice, baby. That's probably gonna do it. Yeah, that'll be a great covering. Great covering. So hopefully, by the time this is all fried up, our rice is done, and then we just dish up, I think, at that point. Fuck. What else could you even say about it? I'm gonna just sit this here. This can go in here. This is garbage. I'm gonna toss this one more time, I think. Swapping my nice oil for evil oil, literally. I'm gonna just sort of use this last lemon here to sauce up the broccolini when they come out. And then we will top everything. I should clean off the kitchen table, actually. The coffee table, the dining table. That video that was like inherently evil. Yeah, ontologically evil baby. Yeah, that video is great. And the kid's just like throwing toys around and shit. So awesome. That kid was right to do all that. It was funny as fuck and no one got hurt. Okay, this is looking nice and tossy toss. think I did go a little heavy on the daikon, but I do also like the daikon. Fuck, that's so good. Oh god, that's so good. Sorry, just like the way that the sweet, tangy, and the salty all play together. The way that the rice vinegar has that really strong, pure acid, and the lemon comes in with a little bit of that like bright fruit flavor. Oh my god. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh fuck. Okay. I'm gonna leave this for plating up here. Where's my tongs at? Yeah, let's get these washed off. These will be really easy to manipulate my my veg with here. I think we are gonna pretty much sync up with the rice, it looks like. She's diking on it? Yeah. You and Iris both had the same joke. It is a good one, and I do like it. But it's funny you both got there. I'm grateful for my friends. And there is some fresh oil in that pan, so I'm gonna wipe these off just to get the excess moisture out of there, and so I don't fucking die. I've already been splashed with enough oil today as it is, frankly. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. It's because you're an iconic dyke. Thank you. That's really nice to say. I'm not saying it's not true. It is really nice to say, though. It is simply a kind thing to say. Please don't put seeds in my food. Nice. Cool. Hashtag keep them out. Maybe not that. Actually, hold up. And there we go. Cool. No seed November. That's real as fuck. That's actually true as hell. People think I'm fucking around, but it's no seed November, and we know what that means. Okay, so I do want the broccolini to actually cook through properly. So that does mean we're gonna go lid on. Where the fuck is my lid? Oh, there it is. Sort of staring you in the face sometimes, you know? Rice is just about finishing. I'm gonna wipe off some of the oil now to make the actual cleanup just that much easier. God, I'm so grateful for these big heat-proof IKEA bowls that I got from my old bosses because they were cleaning out their fucking cottage house. You know when rich people just have like a second house? That's so crazy to me. So crazy to me. It's like, yeah, we have a second house that we use, I don't know, 2% of a year. Talk about diminishing returns, right? Holy cow. All right, so I'm gonna just sort of get this plated up. Cammy found this cool little brass thing that she just loves. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of almost forgot what it is. I kind of don't know what it is, but I think it'll be awesome. Two bowls for us to eat our rice out of. And sort of like two side plates to just sort of like arrange stuff on, you know, nothing crazy. Yo, welcome to the 3-day streak, baby. Some little serving chopsticks. And these should be just about steamed through. Or not, baby. That one's pretty tender. You know what? They're almost totally tender through. I'm gonna give them another just couple of seconds on with the steam on. I will turn the heat down a bit. I will put the lid back on. This is hot. Be careful if you do it that way. I think that these are a little bit like burnt-y tasting, so this will just take a second. Get a couple forks for the rice and the chopsticks, or for the rice and the fish. Just drop everything everywhere, it doesn't even matter. God, I was at someone else's house yesterday. A buddy of ours broke her leg, and we were going over to sort of treat them to like a nice dinner meal, and by extension, sort of help clean up wherever needed. And man, when you have a house with like 4 people living in it and one of them is like actively antagonistic to the other 3, it's not a great recipe for like a tidy kitchen, I'll say that much. It's pretty exhausting, but that's her corpse. That's her cross to bear, you know. It's gonna be her versus God on that one, I think, all told. All right, and that is our nice steamed up broccolini. Use the tongs to serve this one, I guess. So you know what? I am getting hungry and I gotta call my girlfriend out of her little like sort of like half nap thingy where she just like lies down in bed just before dinner. And I'm going to just do the last little step of dressing this, which is a nice sort of just handful of the fresh / pickled veg. Boom, boom, boom. And this is going to be that hit of acid that the fish will need to feel like a nice, fresh, bright, acidic, beautiful guy. Beautiful, gorgeous fish. It's so nice to eat it. You can eat it with anything you want. Yeah, I went for a nice little simple slaw. Me and Cammy are gonna do our best to eat all this food, and then we'll leave all the bones. And on Saturday, you guys will see what we do with the bones. So, without further ado, if you make this at home, time your rice better than me. But other than that, sorry if you just came in last second. And if you did, thanks for joining at all. And with that, I will say, everyone, you know, thanks for watching, and have a good evening, and, you know, happy dinner, bon appetit, and all that stuff. I'm gonna go wake up Cammy now. Bye.